Hello there. I haven't posted in a while. It's been some time and I've been busy and stuff. But today I have a topic that I want to talk about. So today's topic is how being perfect is actually ruining your life. The thing is, being imperfect is the most perfect thing that you can do for yourself. This is the most perfect thing that could ever happen to you. Like when you are being yourself, when you're being imperfect, people will see you as perfect. And when you're trying to be perfect, people will see that you're faking. Because no one is perfect. And like when you're faking confidence, right? People, they don't sense that. So like when you're faking being confident, but like not by being mean to someone, we never do that, but by pretending that you're confident in yourself, people don't really tell fake confidence from real confidence. But when you're trying to seem to be perfect, honey, that's not gonna work because there is no perfect, and people can tell when you're trying to be something that doesn't even exist. That's why. Where is my dog? That's why we are not trying to pretend to be perfect because we are not, and that's okay, and nobody is. Actually, what I'm trying to say is that there is no perfect, and there is no need to try to be something that doesn't even exist, and it will never exist because, first of all, what is perfect? What's that? Do you have like a definition or something? Does anyone have a definition of perfect? I don't think so. Maybe we all have some definition to perfect in our heads, but that's so weird though. Like, if you're perfect, does that mean that you're good at everything? Okay, but how do you get good at anything without trying first and failing? You know what? I love failure so much. I love it so much because thanks to failure, I can tell when I grow. For example, let's say I'm trying to become a painter. I don't know. So I'm doing my paintings like I am a really bad artist. I cannot do that. So if I would like to start to learn art and to start being an artist, actually, I would be struggling at first. I would be struggling real bad. Like, I would be failing every day at everything I try because I know nothing right now. And that is okay. But then, a year later from now, I would look back and I would be like, oh, damn, I've grown. I know so much more right now. Like, I can do so many things that I couldn't have done last year. And that is such a great feeling. And if you were perfect, you would never know this feeling. And that would be really depressing because that feeling, it makes it worth it. Like, it makes it worth it for sure. Honestly, I do some things just to feel that feeling. Like, sometimes I just want to start something like a new hobby just so that I can feel the feeling of growing, of doing something right after like 1,000 of times of failure. I think failure is really good, and it's amazing actually because you start understanding things only when you see the comparison between something. So if you imagine your life like right now, right? And now imagine that tomorrow you wake up 10,000 times richer than you are right now and 10,000 times happier than you are right now. Then of course your old life would seem like a nightmare. You would be like, how did I survive? Like, I live so good right now. How did I survive that past life? That was so weird. Now imagine that you are living your life as if you're living it right now, and the next day you wake up and you are poor and unhappy and you're not healthy and you've lost all your family and friends. Then you would be looking at your previous life and you would be like, I was so happy back then. I was the happiest person in the world and I didn't understand that. So what's the moral of the story? There's actually two of them. The first one is be grateful, and the second one is you only start to see things when you can compare them to something. So if you were perfect, you would never know that you're perfect, first of all. Second of all, you wouldn't be satisfied because you never knew what it's like to be imperfect, what it's like to fail all the time. And in this life, you fail all the time to start winning later on. And when you start winning, then you can feel the happiness, then you can feel the joy, the satisfaction that you couldn't have felt if you weren't failing in the first place. But your perfectionism is actually contributing to your failure too. When you want to be perfect, sometimes it's holding you back from actually doing things. Like, you are focused so much on the theory and on trying to know everything that you never actually do anything. Imagine that you want to start a business, right? And you want to start a business, but you know nothing about business. You know nothing about money, economy, and stuff. All these things, you have no idea about any of them. Like, those things are scary for you. And then you're like, okay, I want to start a business. So you start researching business ideas, some methodics or whatever. And at some point, you're like, well, yeah, I need to start a business, but I need to know everything about business first. So I need to know, like, how to start a business, what to do if the business crashes, what to do if this, what to do if this happens, and you try to cover all of this with your knowledge, and you start learning and learning, studying and studying and studying. And then it's 2 years have passed. And your friends comes up to you and he's like, why haven't you started a business yet? Oh, because there is so much stuff, like I need to know this and I need to know this and blah 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 blah. But you already know like almost everything. Like, you spent 2 years researching. Why haven't you started a business yet? Yeah, but I know almost everything and I want to know everything. Well, fuck no, you cannot know everything. And there is no need to know everything. There is no need in that. You're trying to create like a safe environment for starting a business. You're trying to make everything, you try to make everything perfect, and you're thinking about, well, okay, I'm gonna start a business, then there is like, if it fails, then I'm gonna do this. If it doesn't fail, I'm gonna do that. If it works out but then it fails, I'm gonna do this. Do you know that only one of all these things is gonna happen? Like, you are trying to prepare yourself for every single outcome, but there is no need because there is only gonna be one outcome. So what's the point of preparing yourself for 1,000 of them if you're only gonna meet one of them? You're just wasting time on trying to be perfect when you could have just started that business and become rich already. I don't know. I'm just saying that there is no point in trying to be prepared for everything. You have to be confident enough to believe that whatever happens, I can handle this. If the business fails, I can bounce back. If I lose all my money, I can bounce back. But what if none of this happens? What if you actually become successful? You actually become like a millionaire or billionaire? What if your business is like extremely successful? Then you would be like, why did I spend so much time trying to prepare myself for something that didn't even happen? And that's gonna be like, whatever outcome happens, you're gonna be like that. You're gonna be regretting that much time that you spent preparing yourself for something that didn't happen. So don't try to be perfect. Don't just forget that perfectionism. Like, no, just start doing stuff. You want to post on YouTube? Okay, start posting on YouTube. What are you waiting for? Oh, but I don't have like professional lighting. I don't have professional camera. I am filming this on my iPhone in my kitchen. I don't care. Nobody cares. The main thing is your idea. Like, you are filming the video for YouTube. Maybe you're trying to say something to people. Maybe you're trying to show something to people. Maybe you want to create art on YouTube. It doesn't matter. Unless you start, this won't work out for you. You just have to start. You know, I actually know what it feels like. I know what it feels like. When you want to do something, but you are either too scared or you're like too lazy to do it actually. So you're trying to prepare yourself mentally to start doing that. No, don't prepare yourself. Just do it. Just do it, because it seems scarier than it actually is. So what if you post on YouTube and your video doesn't blow up? So what? Like, what's the scariest thing that's gonna happen? Nothing. Oh, you're scared that you're gonna be bullied for posting on YouTube. Why do you care? Why do you care? Like, excuse me, you are worried that you aren't perfect and you couldn't love yourself because I'm imperfect. How can I love myself? I'm imperfect. But then some other imperfect people are trying to bully you or judge you and you care? Suddenly you care? So it's not about being imperfect, it's about you. It's about your confidence. So you are actually insecure not because you're imperfect, but because you are you. Because you don't bother mocking them for being imperfect. They can bully you, they can judge you, and you would be like, oh no, they're bullying me. They're imperfect too. So what's up with that? What's up with that? You know, I post on YouTube and like my videos are so random. Sometimes I just get like a thought. Just like yesterday. Yesterday I was actually in the shower and I was like thinking about life and about my day and about what I've been experiencing lately, and I was like, I don't want to be perfect. Like, why would I want to be perfect? No, I want to be myself. I want to be myself. Do you know at least one person who's perfect? I don't. Are you gonna suggest like some, I don't know, Angelina Jolie? Well, she's not perfect either. She's just being herself and people love her for her being herself. So why do you think that you have to be perfect? No, you don't. Everybody has their flaws. I have my flaws. Your favorite influencer have their flaws. If you believe social media, don't, because people only show good things about themselves on social media, and that's actually understandable because I don't want to share negativity on here, for example. So why would I post anything negative? I only want to post positive stuff. So if you see that everything is positive on social media, you should know that it's not always positive in life. It's only positive because they posted that, because they wanted to share that. But there is a lot of stuff that people don't want to share. So if you're like, oh, there's this girl in my class, let's say her name is Martha. There's this girl in my class. She's so perfect. She has perfect hair. She has perfect face, perfect body. She's smart and stuff. That doesn't mean that Martha's perfect. That just means that she has beautiful hair, beautiful body, beautiful face, and she's smart. There isn't like that's only 4 things. There's plenty of other stuff in life. How do you know? Maybe Martha is how do you know? Maybe Martha is insecure about her hands. Or maybe she's insecure about her family. I don't know. Martha could be insecure too, just like you. You never know, because that's the stuff that Martha is showing you. She's showing her face, her body, her hair, and the fact that she's smart. That's what she shows you. You know nothing else about her, so don't judge her based on what you know. All the perfect people that you know, they are dealing with stuff in silence. They are dealing with their own insecurities, with their own problems. They also have trauma. They also have like some negative experience in life. Everybody has that. Everybody. And I mean that. Everybody. Not one person on this planet Earth is perfect, and not one person on this planet Earth has ever lived a 100% positive life with no flaws and no fails. It's not scary to fail. It's not scary to have some flaws. It's actually what people fuck with. People appreciate realness. They don't appreciate perfection. They want connection. People appreciate connection, and they are seeking for connection in other people. So don't try to be perfect, try to be human. And again, let's say you're starting a business. you're like, okay, I'm a businesswoman now. I'm gonna be serious. I'm gonna be harsh. I'm gonna be even mean sometimes. I'm gonna be like this. I have no personality now because I have a business and I need to be somebody else to run that business. No, you don't. You have to be yourself because otherwise that business is gonna fail. Because that's your business. So why would you pretend to be somebody else to run that business if it's yours? You created that. So you have to be yourself to maintain it. And it's not about business at all. Of course, it's about every aspect of life. When you try to start, for example, for example, when you start to run a YouTube channel, don't go on YouTube and like post a video when you're like this. I wake up at 5 a.m., then I drink my lemon water, and then, because I'm perfect, of course I go to Pilates class, and then blah blah blah. I'm not saying that living like this is impossible. It's possible, and I know many people live like this. But if you're not like this, then don't try to seem to be. If you are that person that wakes up at 2 p.m., good. You know what time it is right now? It's actually 2 p.m. And I woke up like an hour ago because I was in my room listening to music and journaling the whole night. Because that's what I do. That's me. And you cannot tell me that I'm wrong because I'm not wrong. I'm just being myself. If somebody watches this video and they're like, yeah, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't stay up all night listening to music. Good for you. Good. Amazing. Then you don't do that. Because I'm not forcing you to do that. I'm not forcing you to be like me. I'm forcing you to be like you. So like be yourself. So if you're not like that type of person that stays up all night and then wakes up at 2 p.m., then don't. Do whatever's comfortable for you. And that applies to your life even when something is changing. Even if you are trying to do something, to start a business, to start a YouTube channel, to start doing sports or whatever, always, whatever happens, just stay yourself. Just be yourself. You gotta stop trying to predict everything, trying to predict every outcome, trying to prepare yourself for everything, because life is not that harsh. You are sure that whatever you do is gonna fail and is gonna hurt you, and that's why you're trying to protect yourself by predicting every single outcome so that you're prepared for everything. But that's not gonna happen. Of course, there are gonna be moments in life when you fail, and that's okay, but not every time. Life is not that harsh. Life is great, actually, so when you try a lot, you get a lot. If you try to open 30 businesses, I don't know, at least 5 of them are gonna work out. But if you don't try to open even one, how do you know if you're gonna fail or if you're gonna win? I actually love this quote, and I saw it somewhere on Pinterest, and it says like, I failed more times than you tried. I remember this quote every single time something fails for me. So every single time I try to do something and I fail, I'm like, I failed more times than somebody even tried. So that's good. And life is not gonna punch you for trying. Life is not gonna be harsh on you every single time. Many things are actually gonna work out for you, so you don't have to prepare yourself mentally for failing every single time. Sometimes you just gotta do something and see where it goes. Then if it fails, then you can prepare yourself and handle the stuff. Because I know you can, and you know you can, but you're scared. Scared of what? You have lived through so much stuff in your life, and you're scared that some failure is gonna break you. No, it's not. Because you've been through so much stuff in life, so why would like a small failure break you? Nothing's gonna break you. Yeah, and that happens only if you fail. But there is also a huge possibility that you won't fail, that it's gonna work out. And then you would be like, why would I want to prepare myself for failing if I didn't even fail? Then you would be like, just happy, just enjoying your own work. You gotta stop trying to control everything. Because this world is unpredictable and you never know what's gonna happen. You never know, and you can never prepare yourself for everything. So why even bother? Like, you are trying to predict 1,000 outcomes and then only one happens, and then you realize that you've actually prepared yourself for 999 outcomes that didn't happen, and all that was for nothing, because that stuff didn't happen. Like, you were googling what to do if your business fails, what to do if you have to go bankrupt, and then everything works out and you have a lot of money, and you're like, why was I researching that stuff? Like, I don't need this knowledge, but okay. I mean, it's good to have knowledge, but it's usually good to have knowledge when you can use it. Okay, I mean, now you know how to go bankrupt. What, you need that? You need to know that? Okay. You spend like 2 weeks researching that. But also, to start whatever, you need that fake confidence. You need that audacity. You know what I always tell myself? Sometimes when I feel scared, or I'm like, I'm feeling like I am too much, I am always like, okay, men have the audacity that is like crazy. Why can they and I can't? Of course I can. So I started having male audacity. And actually it feels nice. That might sound weird, but now I get it, why they have that audacity, because it feels great to live like that. For example, let's say I'm in a class, right? And there's like 300 people beside me, and the professor is talking about something, and I feel like I have this stupid dumbass question. So recently I wouldn't ask that. I would ask my friends, and they would be like, we don't know. And I would be like, okay, that means I won't know the answer to that. I'm gonna have to ask ChatGPT. I'm gonna have to Google that, because I am not asking anything. And then there would be like a man in my class, and he would be like, oh no, they're raising their head like this. This is actually a true story. I have this guy in my class, and this is so funny. He is always asking stupid questions, just so people think that he's smart. And I can see through that. I am not stupid. So like, for example, professor is writing like 2 plus 2 is 4. And this guy is like, I'm sorry, professor, do I get it right that 2 plus 2 is 4? And the professor is like, yeah, you got it right, that's so good. And I'm like, what? He just read whatever is written on the board, and he's like, do I get it right? And he is doing that like constantly. And at first I was laughing at him, and I was like, that is such male behavior. Like, that is such male behavior to do that, just to come off as really smart guy. And then I was like, well, that's actually kind of smart though, because that gives you the attention from the professor. That is some kind of networking strategy, I guess, even though it is kind of not cool to be spending time during the class rereading what's written on the board. But I mean, you get what I'm saying, right? So I started to have more audacity. Not like this guy. No, I'm not that. I'm not sure that I want to do that. But now when I like have a question, I was like, I don't get it. Can you explain this to me, please? And they're like explaining, and I like don't get it again. And mind you, there is like 300 people in the same room as me, and I don't get it. And I'm like, no, I don't get it. So like, I'm not gonna say that I understood something just to be polite. No, if I didn't understand, I will tell you that until I understand. So like, no, I didn't get that. And they explained this to me again, and I'm like, no, I didn't get that. Maybe someone from the class can help. And then they're trying to explain this to me again, and I'm like, oh, now I got it, thanks. Thank you so much. That's not scary. That was scary to me before. I was always like, no, I'm gonna be silent. Oh, no. You have teachers. Teachers are here to help, to teach, because they are teachers. So start having more audacity. Don't be afraid to take space in a room. Don't be afraid to speak up for yourself. Don't be afraid to start something, don't be afraid to make friends, to talk to people, because networking is also important. And if you have like a goal, it's always good that you have friends in different areas of life. Let's say you want to start skateboarding and you're like, no, I'm so scared. No, I'm so scared because they're gonna be cool skateboarding guys who are gonna judge me for not knowing how to skate. First of all, no, they're not gonna judge you because they don't even see you. They're trying to do some tricks that they saw on YouTube by some guy and they've been failing for 2 weeks themselves. Second of all, why do you care about them judging you? They're nobody. You don't know them. They don't know you. Third of all, maybe you can befriend them. So like you see them judging, they're laughing and you're like, oh guys, since you're laughing, I figured that maybe you know how to do this trick or maybe you know how to skate, so maybe you can teach me. And I'm telling you, many of them would actually be happy to teach you because first of all, this is gonna make them feel superior and they're gonna be like, oh yeah, I'm good, I am a good skater, like I am good, somebody asked me to teach them. Superior not in a bad way, but like confident. And second of all, I already told you that people don't look for perfection, they're looking for connection. So I think they won't mind. And it's also good like to network in the area that you're gonna work in or in your hobby. So like if you want to skate, it's good to find friends who skate. It's good to find skaters, and it's even better to find skaters who skate better than you so that you can look up to them. I always say that you have to have friends that you look up to in this life. And don't be like, oh, they're perfect, I'm never gonna be like them. No, you have to be like, oh, they're really good, like they inspire me so much. Like I don't want to be like them exactly, but I like how this friend is doing her makeup. I like how this friend is always kind to people. I like how this friend is skating good. I like how this friend is really smart. And you're like looking up to them, taking those features, those qualities from them and trying to become the better version of yourself inspired by your friends. Because we are actually always, we're like mix of people that we're talking to. So if you are always talking to people that are that have negative mindset, that they never study, they never evolve in life, then you're gonna be like that. So I'm not saying that you always have to have friends that are better than you at some things. No, I mean that please find friends that you can look up to. Don't only have friends that can be looking up to you, because that means that you don't have inspiration to grow. You only have inspiration to go lower. Do you get it what I'm saying? I hope you do. Take inspiration from people. Don't try to be perfect. Try to be yourself, your authentic self. Don't seek perfection. Don't seek perfection. Don't try to predict every single outcome because there's only gonna be one. Just be confident enough to know that whatever happens, I can always bounce back. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope this helped you, and I hope this maybe inspired you for something. And don't try to be perfect because you are being yourself, and that is the most important thing. Bye bye bye.